Morning. Welcome to the special city council meeting of the Highland Village City Council. Today is Monday, September 18th, and the meeting is called to order at 7:35 a.m. Let the record show that all council members, with the exception of Mayor Jaworski and Council Member Nelson, are present. First item on the agenda is consider ordinance 2023-1307, approving and adopting the fiscal year 2023-2024 budget. Okay. Second and final read.
Good morning, Council. We're at the finish line. If you'd like Paul to give his presentation again, we could do that, or we could just move right ahead and approve the second read of the budget.
I'm good with
I'm good.
You're good? Okay. Then, all right. So we're going to consider ordinance approving and adopting the fiscal year 2023 annual budget, second final read. Okay. This item requires a record vote. Anyone like to make a motion? Councilman Feaster?
I move that the property tax rate be increased by the adoption of a tax rate.
Wait. That's the next
That's
one.
item 3
I thought that's where we were.
on item 2.
Oh.
Just to make a motion to approve item 2.
Make the motion that we approve item 2.
And do we have a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Cox seconds the motion. Any further discussion? No further discussion? Let's take a vote.
Okay, Councilman Cox,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Kixmiller,
Yes.
Councilman Feaster,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Pro Tem Fiorenza,
Yes.
Councilmember Hurst.
Yes.
Passes unanimously.
Okay.
It's rough doing this at 8:30.
All right, item number 3, consider ordinance 2023-1308 levying the ad valorem taxes for the year 2023 at a rate of 0.501394 per $100 assessed valuation on all taxable properties within the corporate city limits of Highland Village as of January 1st, 2023. Second and final read.
The 501 is a tax rate decrease from this year, but the state would, it's actually considered a tax increase because it's more than the effective rate. So the motion, when you cite the 3.4% increase, is the tax rate, the increase of it over the effective rate. The effective rate, well, say effective, that's the no new revenue tax rate, going with the old terms. Basically is if we took the levy last year and we applied it to our new valuation. So what we are passing is the voter approved rate, which is the highest tax rate you can approve without going to a vote of the residents.
So
Okay.
the no new revenue tax represents the amount of tax collection that we could have seen using last year's valuations for.
Well, it would be the amount that we collected last year,
Right.
no more than that, divided by the
Last
new
year.
evaluations. So the tax levy last year,
Yeah.
if that was exactly the same this year, we divide that by the new updated evaluations, that would be our new revenue tax rate.
Using the taxes last year that we received, but dividing that by the new value gives
Right.
us a lower
Yes,
no revenue rate.
yes.
But our voter previously approved rate was 50 cents, a little over 50 cents per hundred.
Well, the current rate is 54 cents.
Right.
And the new one's going to be 55.501.
We've been charging 54 cents per hundred.
Right.
Based on the new calculations, we cannot exceed a 3.5%
Over the
over.
O&M portion of the tax rate. See, they got to make it real complicated. So it's 3.5% over the effective O&M rate, or no new revenue O&M rate, and then you add the current year debt service rate to that, and that gives you your voter approved rate.
And I'm going through this process. I understood it from the last time, and you and I had a conversation afterwards, but going through the process, because I want to make sure the citizens absolutely understand.
Well, that's a big
Because
task.
it is very complicated.
It is. It
It's not
is.
an easy process to understand, not even for us. So.
Yeah. And so in general, the revenue cap is 3.5%, and that's effectively what it is. The variable in that is your debt rate, because that can change one way or the other. If you have more debt or less debt, it's going to be just based on the current year, as a separate calculation. But other than that, it more or less caps it off at 3.5%.
Okay, so really in summary, we have been charging just over 54 cents per hundred. This year, we're actually having a decrease to a little over 50 cents per hundred because of the calculations that you just explained to us. And that's also based on the tax cap that the state's imposed upon us.
Right. And that's what's really affected by. And there's another variable in all that, but that's pretty much what it is that we have a new growth component that's unaffected by the calculation. So all our new properties added to the tax roll are exempted from that calculation.
Okay.
So it won't exactly equal 3.5% because of that.
Okay. Thank you for the explanation. I appreciate you taking the
Again,
time
it's
to do that.
hard to do this at 8:30 for everybody.
With that, I would make a motion to approve item 3, consider ordinance 2023,
You gotta read that, Brian, I'm sorry.
okay, 2023-1308, that the property tax be increased by the adoption of the tax rate of .501394, which is effectively a 3.4% increase in the tax rate, and therefore I further move that ordinance number 2023-1308 be approved on first reading.
Let the records know that Councilman Fiorenza made the motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Hurst made a second. Any further discussion?
This is the second read.
This is the second
Second
read, so
read,
you may
sorry.
want to modify your, sorry, that was, I apologize, I
Oh, this
missed
does
that.
say, yeah.
It was
Okay.
second read,
The
Okay.
clarification that this is the second read,
Okay.
yes.
yes. Thank you.
I've done this already.
And we have,
We
we have
second again?
Councilmember
Oh,
Hurst
second
seconded.
again.
first and a second.
Yes, okay, so this is also a record vote. Councilmember Cox?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Kixmiller?
Yes.
Councilmember Feaster?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Pro Tem Fiorenza?
Yes.
Councilmember Hurst?
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Thank you.
Okay, item number 4 on the agenda, consider resolution 2023-3086, ratifying the property tax revenue increase reflected in the fiscal year 2023-24 budget.
So if we collect one more dollar of property tax revenue than we did last year, we have to do this item for you to, not as if you already knew that from your other two motions, but to basically ratify the tax increase included. So I think there is language also for this one. And this is just a resolution, so it would just be a vote. But
Okay.
I
So
think
this is a resolution ratifying the additional revenue.
correct.
So if we did nothing with the tax rate, we didn't have to do anything with it, but we received additional monies because of value increases in properties, we'd still have to have a resolution ratifying that increase.
As I read it,
Okay.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we consider Resolution 2023-3086 ratifying the property tax revenue increase reflected in the fiscal year 2023-2024 budget.
Let the record show that Council, Deputy Mayor Pro Tem Fiorenza made the motion. Do we have a second?
A second.
Okay. Councilman Feaster made the second. Any discussion? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? No? Motion carries.
right?
All right. This concludes the City Council meeting. We are adjourned at 8:45.